Welcome back to another action-packed episode of Comic Confidential. I'm Troy.
I'm Kade.
And I'm Amy.
And let's get right into the top 5 news stories that you have to know from this week.
Do I have to know?
You have to know.
Why is there a test?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, fuck,
There'll be a test at the end.
I better
Minimum
pay attention.
40% pass grade.
Oh, shit.
40%.
That's the easiest
What
test.
test
Oh,
did
no,
you
no,
do
that's
in
your
school?
overall year.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Oh.
just because I could get 40 on any test.
Is that like an
Please
attendance
get
rate?
degrees.
So let's get into the news. So what's the first news story of the week, Amy?
We got our first look at Alicia Vikander as Lara Croft
Yes.
in the Tomb Raider reboot.
And I tell you what, there's a lot of happy, like, teenage
Chappies?
boys. Yes,
Happy chappies.
chappies. But not just teenage boys. I reckon there's a lot of nostalgia held to this character.
Oh, look, we're talking teenage boys, middle-aged men, old men,
Ladies.
ladies. Look,
Everyone in between.
who doesn't love themselves some Lara Croft? Let's be honest. And we haven't seen much of anything since whatever the second movie that Angelina Jolie was in, Cradle of Life. Yeah, which was better than the first, I would say, but shit overall.
Yeah,
How's that?
like didn't it actually get like critically acclaimed over the first one?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember the first one being bad.
Neither do I.
No, neither do I. But look, this you've got here is a hot young actress, and I don't mean hot as in good looking. I mean hot as in she is on fire
She's
right
on the
now.
scene.
In demand.
She's well and truly in demand in Alicia Vikander. And look, the look is based more on the 2013 reboot rather than the kind of porn starish version from the days of old. So you're kind of getting a younger, more athletic kind of looking Lara Croft.
We got a CrossFit one.
You got a CrossFit one.
I
So,
see.
younger, fitter, less titties, but she looks fantastic. In the promo images that we've seen so far, she looks amazing.
I'm digging it.
Samesies.
Just from these little images, I am pumped for this movie, man. And I'm not like a massive fan of the game or the franchise or anything like that, but I think what it is, it's action and it's adventure and it's all that sort of stuff.
It's bloody excitement, mate.
Yeah, and she looks tops. So I'm all for it. Bring it on.
Do you want to know something that's tops? In my opinion,
Yeah.
and that's Casey Cassidy is returning to CW as the Black Siren.
Really?
Yeah.
Casey Cassidy.
Yeah.
Who's
Katie Cassidy.
Yeah, Katie Cassidy.
Katie Cassidy.
Yeah, that's Casey Cassidy's sister.
Did I say Casey?
Yeah,
God damn, I always get that wrong.
you always get that
It
wrong.
flows off the tongue.
Yeah, it sounds better. Change your name, Katie.
Yeah, can you? Just for the
You heard
sake
it
of this
here first.
podcast. Look, yeah. Back
Series regular, mate.
Series regular. Did not
Season-
expect it.
Season 6. Only an Arrow, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shame. I reckon she would have been good in Legends.
Yeah.
I agree.
They could potentially be up for a new couple of people.
Exactly.
From what I've heard, from Legends, there are some spots opening up for next season. They'll be bringing in a few new characters. It's not going to be her. She's going to go to Arrow, probably not where I would have put her. But we have said this before. While we were never really fans of the Black Canary.
Oh, we could be friends.
Well, yeah, we weren't friends either. We didn't hang out or anything, but we were never really fans of the Black Canary, but we were fans of Katie Cassidy as the Black Siren.
Yeah, man. She has so much more charisma as a villain.
Yeah, I agree with
And
that.
I hope they make her the bad
Yeah.
for the whole season.
No.
Like, not
they
this
won't.
back and forth bullshit.
Yeah, look, this is the thing, because when they brought her back for like her little couple of episode arc in season 5, she kind of started off bad, and then it was kind of like, is she really, or is she just misunderstood? So I really think they're going to bring her back as a good guy, unfortunately.
Damn.
Are we going to have like 2 screaming metahumans on Team Arrow?
Maybe.
It's just, you know what? Together they can just be called Stereo and they work as a team.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a good
And,
one.
they separate, and then it's mono.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice. I like it.
The Arrow Riders, you can have that one for free, mate.
A little freebie up front.
Do with it what you will. Look, is it good?
Yes.
Yeah, it remains to be seen. I don't know. I'm not completely sold myself. I like the character, but if she's going to be bad. We'll clarify
Okay.
like that.
Bad to the bone, not even just bad.
She's got to be bad to the bone.
She has a lot of leather.
She
I
does.
need to see her on a Harley now. Then she'll be bad to the bone.
Yeah,
Right.
true.
Fair enough.
Hey, You see CW's also bringing another bloody character.
Yes.
Black Lightning.
Yes.
Chris Williams dons the suit in the new promo image.
Yeah.
How badass does this guy look?
Man, this was I'm going to go as far as to say amazing looking. Like when you talk about like the CW, while I appreciate everything that they're doing for the superhero genre on TV, you don't have incredibly high expectations. But this outfit for me was awesome. Like it looks great. It looks like it could belong on Netflix or something that next level up almost. Almost I'm going to say movie worthy.
I would agree.
I would 100% agree. This is a movie quality suit.
It's a very different sort of feel to when we saw Guardian
Yeah.
released.
Yeah, put Guardian next to Black Lightning and you will see the difference in quality
They've
of
learnt
suits.
their lesson.
100%. But he does look amazing. The show seems like it's going to be pretty good as well. We don't know a huge deal about it other than the fact that he's obviously the Black Lightning, has some troubles with his daughter, getting involved in some gang stuff, decides he needs to come out of, or not gang stuff, vigilante stuff because of gangs around, and then decides to come out of retirement and get into it again.
Where do you think he's going to fit into this CW universe, though?
I would not be surprised if... because the reason why he was moved to the CW because it was going to be on a different network originally.
Was it CBS?
I can't remember exactly, but they were going to do it on a different network. But they brought him to the CW so he could potentially cross over with either the Arrowverse or Supergirl's universe. I guarantee we see him in Supergirl's Earth 30,000, whatever it is.
Yeah. I think you might be right on that. Do you think they'll actually cross it over, though?
Well, not knowing Supergirl. Maybe just for 2 minutes at the end of each episode. But look, I think you probably don't need another hero in the Arrowverse right now. I think it's probably fairly full.
Well, Star City is at least, and we don't need another vigilante.
Well, that's kind of what it is. It's another, yes, he does have meta powers or whatever, but it's still that street level hero type of thing. So, I say Supergirl's Earth 38, I believe.
38.
They need another lightning character on there because they haven't reused one 3 times already.
Oh yeah, what's her name? Livewire.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he could go up. Oh, there you go. That's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to have to battle Livewire at some point. And it's just going to be lightning everywhere.
Oh, it's going
Light
to be
show.
shocking, mate.
Lots of lights.
Joss Whedon is reportedly incredibly close to signing a deal with Warner Brothers to write, produce, and direct a standalone Batman, a Batgirl movie. Not
Even
Batman.
better.
Not Batman.
We're getting so many solo movies coming out of here, out of Warner Brothers at the moment.
Yeah. Is that a good thing?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm a bit scared.
Look,
Me too.
It's kind of, you want them to really concentrate on what they're doing right now and get that right first rather than throwing out these little side projects everywhere else.
I feel like they've had a brainstorming session. They had a whiteboard in the room,
Sticky notes.
sticky
all of
notes
that.
everywhere, and they're just like, all right, guys, name something. And they throw it out. Fucking Batgirl. Write it on the
Great
board.
idea.
Now, name a director.
Yeah.
Joss Whedon's pretty good. Yeah.
And then they grab that sticky note and they put the Batgirl sticky note next to each other.
and then they just start connecting the red string and all that sort of stuff as well between the two. And it all comes down to Justice League Part 3. Who knows?
Yes.
Could
But-
do.
Look, it's, considering we're still in a position where we don't have a director for The Flash, where, the movies that they've announced originally, they haven't even been able to get off the ground properly yet. So it is a little bit concerning that they're throwing all these ideas out there. But if you are going to make a movie with a strong female lead, then why on earth would you not use Joss Whedon? He gave us Buffy, for the love of Christ.
She is the epitome. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well and truly.
Of lady bosses.
Of lady bosses. 100%. I completely agree. What are your thoughts?
I want the director from Xena, Warrior Princess. She's the boss, mate.
Are they still alive?
Yeah.
Who's
is
the
it?
director
Yeah,
of
I don't know
Xena?
who
I
it
don't
is.
know, mate. There was probably Kevin Smith did a couple of episodes, mate. Cried over it.
I would not be surprised. Look, when all reports are saying that this is incredibly close to happening, they've also said that this is only just come to be within the last month or so. So talks and negotiations have only really just started about this. But it's moving along very quickly. And apparently Entertainment Weekly are also reporting that it'll be based heavily on the new 52 version of Batgirl, in case you're wondering where they might get their source material. But knowing Joss Whedon, he'll well and truly add his own sort of flavor onto that.
What's the difference between the new 52 and, I guess, the original Batgirl?
Well, it's more... So this is... So New 52 is pre... the Killing Joke.
Yep.
But it's also... It's sort of... She has been given experimental surgery. So she's gotten the use of her legs back. So it's post-Oracle. And so she redons the bat suit and goes around doing what she does best, but also struggling with the kind of the post-traumatic stress from the incident with the Joker and things like that, and everything she's had to go through in between.
Do you really think like this DCEU Joker could be this bad?
Who knows, man? I mean, we haven't seen enough of him to really sort of see.
That's fair.
Maybe we'll see more and we'll get a bit of a feel.
Look, I hope we see more because if they are, like, everything kind of connects in the sense of, we need to understand what Ben Affleck is doing with his Batman because you would assume in a Batgirl movie at some point you would have to have a cameo from him or, she cameos before her own solo movie.
They do that
in
a
his
lot.
movie. Yeah. But we just need to figure out where it all sits first. And this is kind of my thing. Get your main movies right first and then worry about these side projects.
Get your foundations, mate, then build around it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
I just had a thought.
Yeah.
What if, if we're borrowing a bit from the new 52,
Yeah.
what if there's 3 Jokers in this DC universe?
But why not?
Could that be a way to silence some haters?
Well, I think the biggest problem that you have is Jared Leto and whether he would actually want to come back now after what he kind of essentially went through in quotation marks.
He put himself through it, mate.
Well, he did. He was the one who, decided to go so method and all that sort of stuff, but only to have, 90% of his stuff end up on the cutting room floor. I get why you would be upset. If you went through all that and, you ended up with 12 minutes of screen time. It's not even that. It is literally 5 or something like that.
Quality screen time.
Yeah. So, I can understand why I'd be disappointed. So it really depends on if you wanted to run with that Joker, can you even get Jared Leto back? And if you can't, then what do you do? And that's a very good option. But either way, regardless of any of that, if we are talking about the director of the Avengers as directing one of these DC movies, he literally has 2 of the highest grossing comic book movies of all time under his belt in Avengers 1 and 2. So why would you? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
If you can get him, get him.
Very crazy.
Why didn't they get him for the Batman?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Scheduling conflicts.
It's not really the right fit, to be honest, but
Yeah,
still.
true.
Yeah,
It's not right.
What a name. What a name.
What a name. But could you imagine him doing the Batman movie? It'd be like George Clooney all over again, mate.
Yeah. Which, the world needs that.
Does it?
Doesn't it?
No.
Bat nipples?
I'm sure there is bat nipples on this suit if you look close enough.
Oh, I'm going to look close. Don't you worry about that.
Magnifying
Look,
glass.
this is the biggest news of the week. Take us to the biggest news of the week, Cade.
Spider-Man Homecoming trailer came out this week.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
And holy crap, didn't the Marvel hype train just choo all the way through?
Well, not just the Marvel hype train, but this is pretty much the same week that we got the Justice League trailer as well. So what a fucking week.
You can't complain, really, can you?
If you did, you'd be an idiot, and I'd call you out on it because that's what I do.
You could never be satisfied then.
Yeah, pretty much. You hate joy. This is, if you are not happy with these 2 things, you genuinely hate joy. You're the Grinch.
I like the Grinch though.
Well, not the Grinch when he comes around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
the
the
Grinch
Grinch
when he's first there and he's just a real
Being a Grinch.
Asshole.
yeah, C-bomb,
Yeah.
as it were. Let's talk about the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer number 2 though, because holy shit, did we see a lot?
Did we see a lot of
Did
what?
we see too much?
Well, we will get to that. But we got to see some relationships.
Yeah, we did.
Got to see relationships with everyone.
Yeah.
this is not what high school's like.
High school is super awkward and trying to avoid people and,
Doing your homework and
yeah,
shit.
and trying not to, like, get cooties and stuff from girls.
Yeah.
Or was that just me?
No,
I think it
don't
was
know.
me. It was
Maybe.
probably just my experience.
Maybe.
But yeah, look, you see a little bit more of his relationship with Liz, only a tiny bit, little bit of a kiss. But what you do see a lot more of is the relationship between him and Tony Stark.
Which I am digging.
I'm digging that.
And it's big in this movie.
It
as
is.
you can tell.
It's huge. But what I really notice in this movie is that it hypes up the Vulture big time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of you like really noticed it or not, but there was like a little byline in a story that was like on a TV
Yeah.
that said damage control.
Yes.
So I have a theory.
Okay.
Right.
I think the Vulture works for damage control. And Tony Stark is now taking like responsibility for the actions of the Avengers.
Right.
So he's sending his own crews to go clean up all these messes and putting the Vulture out of a job in damage control. So,
See, I like that, but I would take it slightly different and say Tony Stark is in charge of damage control. And Michael Keaton's Vulture is like the head of a rival company. And so Tony Stark is using damage control.
or he started damage control.
Yeah.
And put the other guy out of
Yeah,
business.
yeah, that sort of thing. So I would say two rival companies that are butting heads, and that is why there is so much, hatred between the two. That would be my theory.
I like that theory
Me
too.
too.
Yeah,
They're both good.
Either way, they both work.
But yeah, I reckon he's like scavenged all this like alien tech.
Yeah,
And it's gone to the Tinkerer, which we see in the original trailer.
yeah,
Yes.
And he's kind of putting it all together. So I reckon that's the reason the Vulture's attacking Tony.
yeah.
Or
Well-
just New York as a whole.
Just
Yeah.
being a menace.
Maybe,
Because
yeah.
we don't know his actual, I guess, vendetta yet.
his motivations for why he is attacking anything.
Yeah.
We don't really know.
But I think that's what starts it.
Yeah. How Spider-Man gets involved, completely different story. Got no idea as of yet.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see soon enough, damn it.
He's in his airspace, mate, and Spider-Man doesn't like it.
Well, there you go. Maybe that's it. What we also get, though, is, we do get to see a lot more of the relationship with Tony and Tom Holland's, what's his name? Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got there.
Spider-Man.
You got there.
Jesus. Look, which I touched on just before, but, it's really that kind of, mentor, mentee, manatee
Manatee. Yeah. we
sort of role.
have Mentor
Manatee
and
in a
Dugong.
Spider-Man suit. Manatee with just the
Mentor to Dugong. But what it seems like, Tony Stark is very much in control here. So Tony Stark has given Peter Parker this suit, and he's asking, if you're not going to listen to me, and if you're not going to do the things that I want you to do, and you're going to fucking just run around and get yourself killed, give me the suit back, man.
Yeah, and we see that because he obviously goes to save this. I guess he almost antagonizes the Vulture in the scene that we see where he splits his boat in half.
Yeah.
And he's kind of got himself into a lose-lose situation
Yeah.
because he's just a little fella.
Yeah.
He
I
is
mean-
a little fella.
And that web ain't going to hold that boat together, surely.
Well, see, this is like if we can just jump to like our potential issues with this for a sec.
Okay.
Because this is one of them for me. This is a glaring one. Because when you first saw that as the last little bit of the clip of the first trailer, you're like, holy shit. Like,
He's
that's
so
amazing.
strong.
Yeah. It's like, you've got Tobey Maguire, trying to stop the subway train and all that sort of stuff in the original. And you got this kid trying to hold together a fucking giant ship that is like falling to pieces. And you're like, holy shit, that's great. But then what they do in this trailer is they show you the end result of that. And that is Tony Stark coming in to help with a whole bunch of little like
Mini-me's.
Stick on jets.
stick on jets or something like that. And he comes in and he basically helps him, obviously saves the day, and then says, you know what, I'm sick of your shit, give me the suit.
Yeah.
To me, that is too much.
Oh, absolutely.
Way too much.
That is a scene that like, could have been a real hype builder. And you're kind of like, well, yeah, okay, sweet, we haven't seen it, but we kind of have. Like we know how it starts. He antagonizes the Vulture. We know where it ends up. He can't control it, and Tony Stark has to come in and save the day. And then we know where that leads to. So unfortunately for me, and it's not like Marvel to do that. And I understand that this is a Sony movie, but I would have thought they would have some control over what gets released and what doesn't in the trailer.
Yeah, I feel like that's a huge plot point to this movie.
Yeah.
That did not need to get out just yet, if at all.
Well, the other thing that's very, very spoilerish is the difference in suits.
Oh,
So, he's got his old suit and his new suit. And yes, I understand that you can't tell what is pre-new suit and what is post having suit taken away from you. But it's very kind of like you can get a really good idea that his is the guy's name the Shocker or Shocker? I can't remember the character. Yeah. His interactions with Shocker is probably pre.
yeah.
And then his interactions with the plane at the end is likely post.
Yeah, when he's redeemed himself.
Yeah, when he's trying to redeem himself, you know what I mean? Like he refuses to, like Tony Stark's like, you're more than the suit sort of thing, that sort of thing. He's like, all right, well, I got to go out and prove that I am.
Got to learn to be without the suit.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's fair enough too. I mean, the whole thing is Spider-Man is looking up to these guys and the Avengers,
Yeah.
He's got a little man crush on everyone. Wants to be part of it. He's obviously asking, how do I become an Avenger? And he goes out, finds trouble, bites off more than he can chew, basically. And Iron Man's pissed, eh?
Yeah.
I just would have preferred to see it in the movie. Like, now I know. It just sort of shit me off.
Yeah. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, you see when Tony Stark steps out of that suit, he's like in a business suit. So he's
Yeah.
obviously pulled away from something important.
Yeah, exactly. So he would be keeping tabs on what Toby Holland, what is going on?
Tom Holland.
I'm now crossing like actual real person's names together.
You're
that
going into the
don't even
Spider-Verse,
exist.
mate.
I'm like, I'm having a rough day. Peter Parker, let's just call him by his character's
Pete.
name. God damn
Oh,
it.
Pete.
Yeah, he's it's obviously he's keeping tracks on him, and that's where the whole situation ends up. I just feel like the whole thing, like while it was fantastic to look at, it just gave away sort of way too much. Not even comic book readers, but people that pay enough attention can really piece together this movie now from start to finish.
I really feel like this is on the same level as the Batman vs Superman trailer.
Yep. Yeah, I'd go as far as to say that for sure. Which is disappointing, but it still looks amazing. So don't get any of this negativity wrong.
No, not
This
at
movie
all.
looks great. I just worry a little bit as to how much they have spoiled.
What about the plane scene? This is clearly the final scene in the movie.
Well, is it the final scene?
Well, it'll be part of the final battle, I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think that's got to lead to him getting his suit back, though, somehow. So I think it will be a situation where he kind of, maybe it's like a redemption scene, sort of leading in towards the end, where he kind of, redeems himself in the eyes of Tony Stark or something like that. And that's how Tony gives him the suit back. And then you see, the big end fight between them. So
Yeah.
that's probably how I'd put it. But it could be right. I mean, this is the first movie. He doesn't have to have the suit throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
He could very much end like in his old suit and then get his new suit back. Like the movie isn't about the suit. It's about Peter Parker, Spider-Man. He's more than the suit, damn it.
He is. And I mean, he really needs his, like, with great power comes great responsibility,
Yeah,
like, type of moment.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
And that's kind of what that is.
yeah. And I mean, we haven't got
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben to
The
say
suit,
that.
the suit is now Uncle Ben.
Yeah, I am so glad we don't get an Uncle Ben scene, by the way.
I bet you we get a flashback.
I hope we don't. I honestly hope we don't.
Bet you we do. Thoughts on the CGI?
Look great.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got no problems
I
with
didn't
this,
have any
man.
issues. None that I noted.
And again, it's one of those things that even if it was a little bit, sort of like dodgy, they got a little bit of time. Like,
Yeah.
and they might not show us the finished product. But I thought it looked great. I didn't have a problem at all. Did you?
There was just one scene where he was, like, swinging through the neighborhood and, like, splashes in the water.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, but I mean, it's
fun. It was a bit of fun.
a bit of fun, but I mean, it's a 2-second scene. I swear it looked like he's like a paper cutout and like splashed on it. I was like, I'll let it slide.
Yeah, look, I think a $200 million budget probably gets you a little bit more than a
Yeah.
paper cutout, but maybe they used it all up. Who knows? Blew their wad with the little spider drone thing that we see.
That was pretty
yeah,
cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, pretty unnecessary.
Very
but
unnecessary.
pretty cool.
Do you think he made that, or do you think Tony Stark did
I'd
that?
say that comes with the suit.
You reckon?
Yeah. With great
like an
suit
extra.
comes great drone responsibility.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So overall thoughts?
I'm hyped.
Oh man, I can't wait. I love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Me too.
I've been looking forward to this since
Day one.
the dawn of time.
That's a long time.
None of us really know each other.
We're all screw-ups.
But somehow, we were all in the same place at the same time when Billy found those coins. Guys, check out how we glow.
I'm blue.
Oh, I'm black.
What?
I am.
No, you're not.
Oh.
Do you feel weird?
We're strong.
Insanely strong.
The answer to what is happening to you is here. You five are the Power Rangers.
Did I just hear you say we're Power Rangers?
Is this some kind of joke? We're talking to a wall.
I was kind of expecting a little more.
Okay, this week we went back to the cinema. We've been in the cinema a lot lately.
Twice.
I've got a free
Twice this
ticket.
year.
I got a free ticket.
Oh, free
Did you?
tickets.
Well, now I do because I've been to the cinema twice.
Oh, okay. Is it like a Cinebuzz thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to get onto that Cinebuzz.
You know, I'm on it, but I forget my card every time.
Rookie.
Well, we get ourselves some free tickets every now and then. We're connected, but we're not always connected. And sometimes we have to go and pay hard-earned money ourselves to bring you these fantastic reviews about movies that you may or may not actually give a shit about.
You know what? And it's not from like lack of trying.
Yeah,
Because I ask these lovely people
you can't say that.
every week. I'm like, shout us to the movies, mate.
Shout us a ticket.
Yeah.
Shout us this way.
Maybe it's the way you're coming across, Kate. It could be that.
I
Please,
shouldn't
sir.
end it with shout us to the movie. Yeah.
C-bomb.
Please, sir, may we have some tickets?
Okay, look, let's get back on track. We've got a whole movie to go through.
Okay.
So, did we even talk about what we went and saw?
Nah.
Power Rangers, damn it. We went to the cinemas and
Go,
we
go,
saw...
Power Rangers.
Exactly. We relived...
Oh, you gave me goosebumps.
It's my new ringtone. Not the original. Amy singing it is my new ringtone. So we went and saw Power Rangers. Look, the 2017 reboot. First time in 20-odd years we've had a Power Rangers movie on the big screen. So there's a lot of nostalgia, a lot of shit happening. Let's talk about some money, though, first.
Numbers man, take it away.
Well, look, not a lot so far, but you've got to remember that this movie, by the time that we record, it's only been out for a week. So, we're looking at an opening weekend of 40 million bones. So that's not too bad, considering it has a budget of about 100 million. So that's not too bad.
You know what? I don't think there's a lot of advertising for this movie.
No.
I haven't seen much around at all, to be honest with you. So marketing budget could be really small.
Yeah. So that could be massive.
Yeah. Well, domestically, we're looking at 49 million so far, total worldwide for 67 million. I would expect to see a pretty big drop in the second week, though, for this one in particular. I don't know if it's going to have the staying power of, something like a Beauty and the Beast,
Yeah.
which is just absolutely destroying the box office right now. But this is Beauty and the Beast, damn it. This is Power Rangers.
Which is way better.
Which is way better. Look, a little bit of a synopsis, just in case you don't know and you've lived under a rock for like the last 20-odd years or so.
1,000 years.
Yeah, since the early to mid-90s. A group of high school students who are infused with unique superpowers harness their abilities in order to save the world.
Feel good. It makes you feel good.
Amy, who was in this movie?
I knew you were going to do this. So we've got the Red Ranger, Jason, being portrayed by Dacre Montgomery.
Yeah, Daiquiri.
Or
Burns.
Daiquiri.
Definitely. Montgomery Burns, yeah.
We got Pink Ranger, Kimberly. Naomi Scott played her. RJ Seiler,
Siler. Yep.
Seiler, I would say, as Billy, the Blue Ranger. Ludi Lin, an up-and-coming artist that we were just discussing before.
Indeed.
Playing the Black Ranger, Zach. And Becky G as Trini, the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah. And then, so you've got all these relative unknowns surrounded by people like Elizabeth Banks, Bryan Cranston, Bill Hader. So, there's some star power within it, but just as supporting characters. And I think that's kind of, to try,
nice.
it's going to help drive people to the cinema to go see it. All right, let's talk about the damn movie. Kate, what do you think? Story. Let's talk about the story.
Okay, let's talk about the story. I felt like this was the Breakfast Club meets Chronicle.
Right.
I do love Breakfast Club.
Yeah, you know.
I like Chronicle.
Yeah, I like both.
Okay.
And this movie was just like, damn.
Right in the middle.
It's just that it's that middle ground. You know, we got the teenagers with attitude.
Yeah.
Ratitude.
They're all in detention for various reasons.
Yeah.
Got Chronicle finding shit in the mountains that no one else has like seemed to investigate loud explosions. But I really like the new take on these Power Rangers.
The like edgier take.
The edgier take, yeah.
Me too.
And like I don't actually know the original theory or like ideology behind the original Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I ain't ever going back to it. Like,
well,
You're too far gone now.
I'm too far gone.
That's
and
fair.
I don't want to wreck that nostalgia. I know my rose-colored glasses will just like shatter into thousands of pieces.
Oh, yeah.
But it turns out in this movie that millions of years ago, superpowered aliens came to Earth with some power coins. They should have rethought some of these names.
Yeah,
like,
coin is not a good one.
Yeah, like
But that's what they were originally called.
It was.
Look, look from everything, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Power Rangers, back in the day. But what they've done is they've taken a lot of the original series, so the Power Rangers original series, and the Power Rangers Dino Zords or whatever
Yes.
it was. So they've kind of combined the two. So that's kind of where these things are coming from.
Yeah,
So it's a bit of an amalgamation of two different series.
that's what I've gathered. They kind of borrowed the good bits from everywhere that they kind of wanted.
Yeah.
Except
Wait.
for one good bit, which I'll talk about.
The pirate Power Rangers. But anyway,
Was that a thing?
yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
You
well-
probably were sleeping. It's fine.
Yeah.
It was after my time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's fairly recent. Could be wrong. But anyway, so these Power Rangers, they tasked with protecting Earth's Zeo Crystal, which is apparently the life force
Yep.
for Earth or whatever planet it's on.
Yep.
That's a little point that's kind of like overstated in this movie. Is like, okay, sweet, there's like a universe full of alien life, and it's kind of just brushed over.
Yeah.
Real quickly.
But it's okay. It's Power Rangers. Rita's here.
Rita is here.
And god damn, man, she was scary.
She was my favorite part of the movie.
She was badass. Anyway, she's here on Earth to get that bloody crystal.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's going to do with it once she has it.
She can destroy the world with the crystal.
What's the point? You're on the world, mate.
Well, she
can-
doesn't have to be.
No, because then she can take it to other worlds because a crystal is on every universe, every world.
Weren't you paying attention,
Oh,
Kate?
mate, I was paying attention, but that crystal was fucking huge.
Yeah, it was. And it was at everyone's favorite hangout.
Wasn't it?
Oh, we'll save that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got it. We'll save. There are some things we're going to have to save for once we hit the spoilers button.
Yeah.
But
But can I just say,
Yeah.
this is a Power Rangers movie, and if you've watched any Power Rangers TV show, you know how this movie will end.
pretty much.
Like, you could walk into this movie and you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know if, like, spoilers are really going to apply because you already kind of know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Look, there are definitely a couple. I think that you need to like push to the spoiler section, and you're talking about the very sort of like the ending and the main sort of obstacle that these guys like come across.
Yes.
And if I can just like talk about the movie for a sec, just in regards to the story, I actually really enjoyed it as well in the sense of like I liked the darker and grittier tone and all that sort of stuff. Like I thought it was cool. Like,
Can I just cut in? I didn't think it was as dark as the trailers originally showed.
No,
No.
definitely not. Like I went in there thinking it was going to be a much, much darker take, but it's still definitely it's not. It wasn't the cheese of the TV show
Yeah.
back in the day until it was.
Yeah.
And this was my problem with the movie because like we're talking about a just over a 2-hour movie, right? And you get to this point where you've got this this sort of like, I will call it a darker kind of grittier tone because it is. It's a more adult tone. It could very much, some of the Rita Repulsa scenes would be terrifying for children.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Right. So, as that goes through, it's like, when you get to the end and when you get to the third act, it hits a switch and it is Cheese City. And for me, it was like it took me out of it. Like, I was kind of half invested in this movie going, okay, yeah, this is pretty cool. Like, I don't mind this at all. Taking some fucking time to get where it needs to get. But, you know, I did appreciate what was happening. But then you get to the third act and you're like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, this is a completely different
Am
movie.
I watching Cheese TV?
Yeah, like, basically, it's like I am literally now watching TV. Like, this is a better produced version of the TV show. And it's an instantaneous turnaround. And I swear to God, it is instantaneous. And, you know, to me, it really took me out of the whole thing.
This is not a spoiler. It's a soundtrack. And it happened as soon as the soundtrack played.
Yes. Not even that. I can't say that because it's a spoiler. But I know the point you were talking about because I experienced the same thing.
Yeah. It's just, you know, it like, okay. This is, like I said, it's just over 2 hours, right? So how a 2 hour movie should probably go, if you're talking about 3 acts, right? You should probably have, you know, half an hour to 40 minutes of this build up. Then you've got, you know, 40 odd minutes of the second act, you know, maybe even a little bit less. So, you know, the kind of the roadblock to, you know, for them becoming heroes and things like that. And then you end up with like the giant third act action sequence, right? How this went to me was 20 minutes build up because it got to where it needed to get very quick. It brought the group together very quickly. Then it was about 60 minutes or, you know, even longer of this middle section trying to establish who they're trying to become. And then it's kind of like, you know, another 20 minutes at the end. That doesn't make, it's like 20, 80, 20.
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to say.
No, I can kind of agree with you on that because this is unheard of from me, but I felt like the pacing was pretty good in this movie.
Which surprises me because I was sitting there watching it thinking, all right, I am like, I wasn't bored, but I'm like, this is taking a long time. And I thought, if I'm thinking it's taking a long time, I thought for sure you would have a problem with the pacing. But yeah, fair enough.
There you go. I don't know. It could have been just we got straight into knowing these characters right away.
Yeah.
And I think it's because, I don't know, maybe because they just got into that so quickly and then they're kind of done, like, we're slowly becoming friends.
Yeah.
Like, I guess their struggle to become friends kind of pushed this plot along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where I probably felt like it was justified.
Yeah. So I guess the problem that I had is they had this issue that was stopping them becoming heroes. And we'll talk about that when we get to spoilers, right? But there was one thing that was kind of stopping them. And, you know, you could call it their inability to come together as a team or whatever. But for me, that kind of, it pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed that same point.
I agree with that.
Like a little bit too long. It went back to that well, like a little bit too long. Don't get me wrong, though. Overall, like, you know, if we're talking about that first part, I still thought it was, I thought it was fine. It was just, you know, it was took too long to get there, too much of a twist at the end. But let's talk about the kids.
Man, they have fantastic chemistry together. I can feel like these guys would actually be friends outside of
real life.
In real life.
Probably.
And I don't know. Is it because they're like so young that they probably did bond?
But that
on
happens
stage?
on most movie sets, I guess. You see it anyway. Like, you know, the Harry Potter series, all those kind of films where you've got a younger cast. Of course they're going to bond. They spend however many hours a day together.
They just, they work all day and get smashed at night.
Yeah, party.
You know,
But I
turn up
agree.
over the next
Their
day.
chemistry was good.
Can I just say though, a lot of these kids, like these are first timers for me anyway. They can act.
Yeah.
They were good. Like,
Most of them.
All but the lead character.
Yeah,
which
I think there's more that couldn't act, but
I don't know. I think everyone.
It's not spoilers to say who can't act. If you guys want to just go out and name people.
Red Ranger.
Yellow Ranger. All the others were pretty good though.
Yeah, the three of the five were great. I would agree with both of you though. I think, you know, their performances were a little bit stilted, especially Jason's.
Yeah, he wasn't a very dominant character.
Considering he was immediately kind of looked upon as the leader.
Yeah.
And we all know the Red Ranger is the leader.
Yes.
So, you know, but, you know, for someone who was immediately looked upon as the leader, it wasn't very convincing that this is a guy you would follow fucking some random cave thing, and you know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like,
I'm gonna
but,
jump
but
off the
they
cliff.
did, you know, and that's fine, but it wasn't very like a very believable performance.
You know what's fantastic?
What?
Is that the Blue Ranger. Billy.
He
On the spectrum,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yes,
He was like genuinely the shittest character in the TV show.
Yes, I agree.
Like I would have been 8 years old and I fucking hated him.
Really?
Like I was an 8-year-old with hate in my heart.
wow.
He was a fuckhead.
What did Billy Cranston do to you back in the day?
Blew up something.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, blew up my dreams for being such a dickhead. No, but he was genuinely the worst character on the TV show, but he was my favorite in this movie.
Me too.
Yeah, look, I think this kid is just likable.
He's got charisma.
Yeah, like when we're talking about the actual actor, RJ Seiler, I think the kid is just likable because he was like instantly my favorite as well. And I think that'll probably, you know, resonate with a lot of people. But I did like the fact that these guys, like they were trying to be very inclusive. So, you know, this is the first time that we've had like a Power Ranger. Like we haven't had a lot in, you know, cinema history. But, you know, when you're talking about the TV, this is the first time that we've had an autistic one.
Yes.
And I think that's great. It's also the first time that we've had like a gay character as one as well. And I also think it was funny how they made RJ Seiler, who is the Blue Ranger, you know, and they made Ludi Lin, who became the Black Ranger, and they kind of made a joke about it, you know, which I thought was cool as well because back in the day, Billy was he's a black guy,
Yep.
and they made him the Black Power Ranger.
Yes.
And they kind of poke fun at that, which I appreciated.
How times have changed.
Yes.
Yeah, well and truly, and for the better.
Exactly.
And I know we kind of touched on Elizabeth Banks as Rita.
Oh, we haven't touched on her enough.
Exactly.
I could touch on Elizabeth Banks
all day.
Me too.
all day.
Me too.
Hey now.
Sorry, you were saying.
We got off
I
track.
got sidetracked.
No, man, fantastic character. I was not expecting something so creepy, so dark, so scary.
Yeah.
She was scary.
But in saying that, holy, she camped it up.
Oh, well and
For
truly.
sure.
And I think she was there to have fun. And I feel like all these kids are like, this is their break. Like, fuck yeah, I'm going to act the shit out of it. Red Ranger's overacting the shit out of it and doing a fucking terrible job.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Elizabeth Banks is just to the side, just having the fucking best time of her life.
She looked
Well
like she
and
was.
truly. I love Elizabeth Banks, man. I could literally watch her in anything.
Me too.
But yeah, this was like I wrote a note as I was watching it, and I'm like, ham.
Yeah.
Ham was like my note. Like she just hammed it up, but it's like she sold it so well because you could just tell, like, you know, it's just fun. Like it was fun for her, and she was like, yeah, she was hamming the shit out of it, but it worked, and it works for the character, and it works for the show as well. She was easily my favorite part of this movie, 100%. But even she had a twist at the end, and this tonal shift that I want to call it. Even she did as well.
Yep.
It's I swear to God, they got to a point and they said, we probably should throw some of that old TV stuff in there,
Yeah.
you guys. You know what I mean? And then they just went hard.
Oh boy, did they.
But I loved Elizabeth Banks. If we're talking about the villain, yeah, she was great. I do, however, have to say I do think Bryan Cranston was wasted.
Yeah.
Very much so.
My husband did not even know it was him.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
He had thought it was someone else, and I said, no, that is not that person you think it is.
Now, I think the only reason he did this movie is because back in the day, he used to voice some of the villains.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was just like a nostalgia hit for him as well.
Yeah.
Because if he turned down Lex Luthor to do this fucking movie,
He has made the wrong choice.
oh, indeed.
That's right. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. All right, so let's wrap up the non-spoiler section. What do you think? Overall thoughts?
I fucking loved this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I walked out of it and I was just like, fuck. Anything that's wrong with it, I forgive because it's Power Rangers.
Right.
And that's my thing. Yeah, it's cheesy in some parts because it's Power Rangers. There's plot holes because it's Power Rangers. it gets like a free pass.
If only every movie could be Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It just gets a free pass.
And I went in there with no expectations, right?
Yeah.
And man, I had a fucking blast with this movie. I came
too.
out and I was like, I went and saw this with Amy,
Yeah.
and I came out and I swear I had like the biggest fucking smile on my face.
Everyone did. I did a dance when I got out.
Yes.
I did the Go-Go Power Rangers dance.
Jesus. So I'm taking it that's a hard rate for you, sir.
That's a hard rate.
Excellent. Amy, anything else you want to add about it?
Not really. I agree with all of the points you've made. It was just so fun to sit there and watch it. There are a few points where I rolled my eyes, but I was like, oh well.
Yep.
Move on.
It's Power Rangers.
Exactly. Hashtag it's Power Rangers.
For me, yeah. Look, it's I obviously didn't enjoy it as much as you guys. I would recommend it. I don't think it's a rush out to the cinemas to see it.
Well, you better be quick because there's limited showings, mate.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to stick around
No,
either,
I
which is why I think we'll see a pretty big drop in that second week. Is it fun? Yeah. Look, it's a lot of fun. It's a great take on it, but I'm sorry, like yes, there's cheese, but it's kind of like they crammed all the cheese to the end. You know what I mean? If that had have been throughout the movie, it would have been fine because you're going, all right, well, I'm watching Power Rangers. I know what I'm getting into. But it's like they tried to create a completely different movie and then thought, fuck, let's get some fucking nostalgia. And what it felt like, the whole final act pretty much just felt like fan service.
Yeah.
So they could have gone a completely different way with this thing and not done that and created this whole new universe, of this, this more adult take on Power Rangers. But they didn't. What they did is they did that for 2 acts and then they went back to exactly what you'd expect from Power Rangers. And that to me was disappointing. So I don't see long-term success because I don't understand where they go in the second movie. Because if you go into a second movie, it has to be cheese.
They are going to 6 movies.
I know, and look, kids. Like if they market it towards kids,
toys, man,
and not adults, then for sure. But me personally, I won't go back and see another one. I've seen it now, and that's it for me. It's a rate, but it's a don't rush out and see it, but watch it at some point. Just get that little bit of nostalgia.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's move on to some goddamn spoilers, because this is where we can talk about Easter eggs. This is where we can talk about all of that shit, where we can go into detail about the things we hated and loved. But yeah, this is 100% spoilers. If you have not seen the movie, it is spoilers from now.
Right now.
Go. Jason dies.
That's a lie.
He doesn't.
But one of them does.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not spoilers anymore. We
Yeah.
can talk about
No, you
the
can.
Blue Ranger dies.
Yeah. Look, and I appreciated that. Like, I thought that was a really great scene.
Me
Like,
too.
I did not expect it. I didn't know how they were going to bring him back.
Neither.
But when he did actually, when he did die, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he's going to come back, pretty soon. He's going to come back, just faking it or whatever. But the way that Zordon actually kind of sacrificed himself, like that to me was a really good turning point.
It was.
For the story. But this is where, this is such, it has the potential to be very good and very grown up. And then it just ruins it as soon as they get their suits.
That's exactly the point I thought you were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
Because
and-
as soon as they put them on, they look cool.
Yeah.
But
Look, well, I didn't want to talk about it in the non-spoiler section because this is the biggest problem that they have. Their ability to morph, right? So they have, they get together, they're friends, all that sort of stuff. They're working through their shit, but it's like, oh, we can't morph. And then 15 minutes of movie later, oh, we still can't morph. We'll try it again. We still can't do it. Then we'll do it again. Oh, we still can't do it. And then it finally gets to a point where they do, and then it's just bam. Cheese. Goddamn cheese. As soon as they get their suits on, it is like you hear their voices and everything. Like, it's kind of like, ha, yeah, ha, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it is dead set,
They
just
do that.
nonstop.
They do.
And then they get in the Zords, and then it's like, go, go, Power Rangers. And then I was just like, I threw my
quietly,
hands up.
I love that scene.
Oh, look. I get it.
I was so fucking close to just jumping up and like, fuck yeah!
I grabbed my husband's arm and I was just slapping him oh my God. He's like, please get off me.
Yeah, I get it, and I get why it appeals, but you can't have an hour and 45 minutes of a completely different fucking movie.
I'm not
and
disagreeing.
then go and do that. Like, it's so frustrating.
I'm so surprised they actually put that bit of music in there because a large majority of people going to watch this may have not ever seen Power Rangers. And this movie, like you said, it's so dark and gritty for the nearly
it's
all of it.
literally an hour and 45 minutes of it.
And then it just, like you said, a switch is hit.
the switch.
And you would just be like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
They jump up out of the river. And, like, it's the most cheesiest little pose.
Yeah.
It's like
Power pose.
power pose.
Is what it is.
That's exactly it, though. But do you see the switch?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it is dead set a switch.
Absolutely.
You know.
But like Cade said, I just overlooked it because it is the fucking Power Rangers.
Yeah, look, I get it. But look, so we talk about Rita Repulsa, and I have
yeah.
no problems with her at all. Throughout the whole thing, 100% fine.
Except for the end.
Love me some Elizabeth Banks. That's fine. Yeah, so she creates Goldar. I didn't know if we could really talk about that in the non-spoiler section, because it is kind of like you knew it was coming.
It's in the trailer.
Yeah, it's in the trailer. Like, you knew it was coming, but how they got there, maybe not so much. But so she creates Goldar, and Goldar kind of looks a bit ridiculous,
Look
but that's
shit,
okay.
let's be honest.
And they're like, oh my God, he's going to go and destroy our town.
And Krispy Kreme.
So what do? They jump in their giant dinosaur fucking robots and go
trample over
and destroy the town.
Just like Godzilla stamping
Yeah,
on
like
houses.
literally just falling on houses and things like that.
Yeah.
All that took me out of it a little bit too much, because I didn't buy that. You know what I mean? I didn't buy the Zords.
Yeah, I could have done without the Zords, to be perfectly honest. They were cool to see, but I didn't need to see them in this movie.
I could have done without the Zords and just went straight to the Megazord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. Because there's no possible way those scrap metal Zords made that massive machine.
Yeah. So, and that's one thing I definitely wanted to talk about that I didn't think we could talk about in the non-spoiler section, is the Megazord and how it becomes how it's created.
Yeah.
Now it's created by them all kind of teaming together to try to like stop Goldar from getting the crystal that is now in this big hole in the ground.
Can we just call it a kyber crystal and like just drive the Star Wars fans
Yeah,
crazy?
Okay.
sure. Yeah, it's a kyber crystal for sure. They're going to make so many fucking lightsabers out of that thing. But, so they just get pushed over the edge and they're like, oh, just hang on to each other. Like...
Hold my hand, Jack.
What was more like infuriating about that is like they're dying from the heat.
Yeah.
She literally says, I'm burning up.
Yes. Like her whole Zord is on fire.
For a long time, let's not
For
forget.
a long time.
And she says, I can't breathe.
Yeah,
But I'm keep talking
Yeah.
and screaming.
exactly.
And shooting.
And it's, so they kind of all grab onto each other and then they fall. And then all of a sudden they start like
Sugar,
morphing.
spice, everything nice. And then now...
That's exactly it, though. And then they create this, what I am going to go on record as saying, a fucking terrible looking Megazord.
a shitty Transformer.
I was not impressed at all. And they made it to look similar to Goldar on
Yeah.
purpose.
Yep.
Because that is kind of, Rita Repulsa's Megazord. So they kind of kept the look similar, but I did not get into the look. I did not get into how it came together. I thought that was very, very like, let's fucking find a way to make this happen.
There was not enough Zords to make that.
No.
Like, I just...
There's not enough actual metal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. One thing I did read that I think someone was trying to sort of say, oh no, but this is how it's possible. These Zords don't connect. They morph. Right, so they actually morph into the
Okay.
shape that they need, rather than actually just like kind of transforming into like the foot
Transform.
and stuff like that. So I thought it was funny when I think it was Billy. He's like, "Oh, I wish I could punch."
I
and
wish
then
I
he,
was an arm.
Yeah, and then he realizes he can kick, and then he hits Goldar with this massive front kick. I
There
thought that
were
was
some
cool.
funny just one-liners.
Yeah,
Like I think there is a throw to the Transformers, like take that Transformers or something.
yeah, something like that.
What
Stupid
they
little
do,
ones like that.
they pick up a yellow Corvette.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what
they
it
throw it
is.
and they're like,
Sorry, Bumblebee.
Yeah, that's right. Look, yeah, so I didn't really like that. I don't know about you guys. How did you feel?
Yeah, the logic didn't work.
Yeah.
And like, I can forgive Power Rangers, but like, I was just like, God damn, was there like some extra Zords under the ground there that they like just melted into?
They took some of the crystal.
Yeah.
But there's like, think about this for a second. How do they do that the next time?
Yeah, they got to break apart now.
Yeah.
Like how do they figure out how to morph into the Megazord the second time?
Oh,
'Cause
mate,
they
once you do it once, it's like riding a bike.
It's just
Riding a
let's
Megazord.
let's just stand here in our Zords and hold hands and hope that at some point we will just start
And then
morphing
you've got
into a Megazord.
Alpha with a flamethrower. just
Oh,
like-
we haven't even spoken about Alpha.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
loved it. It was cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I didn't really like the look, but, you know, that's nothing. Bill Hader's Bill Hader, man. Like, he's funny and everything.
Exactly.
People say that's a phoned-in performance from him.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It is literally phoned in. Like, he didn't have to be fucking anywhere. He probably could have done that over the phone.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I thought it was fucking awesome.
more fool you, because Bill Hader just made a shit ton of money
Yep.
by fucking doing nothing.
Talking on the phone.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
Me too.
I didn't have a problem with that. Let's talk about some Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Anybody got any?
Like,
I don't think there was much, mate.
there was one at the very end.
There was a shit ton.
There was a Krispy Kremes.
Oh, wait. Can we just talk about that product placement?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Like, I've seen some bad product placement, like in movies.
Transformers.
Transformers,
Pepsi.
Yep.
Pepsi, Xbox, fucking
Bud
everything.
Light. Yeah.
Bud
Oreos.
Light, Chevrolet, this, Krispy Kremes. Come on. How much do you think they paid for this?
A lot.
Yeah, I would say a shit ton. I even think it was a little funny, but kind of on the nose, where Rita Repulsa kind of walks in and then she sits down and she just starts eating like donuts.
Can I just
like,
tell you the
like
truth?
Krispy Kremes are irresistible
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
fucking everybody.
I wasn't looking at her eating. I was looking at that.
She is ridiculously attractive.
You know, take away like the weird bone structure on the face.
Keep
as
it,
Rita
mate.
Repulsa.
Keep
it. Go back to when she first came back.
Eating raw fish.
With the big gold thing in her tooth.
Can
Loved it.
I just say this like just cemented to me how much I hate gold teeth.
Oh yeah.
Like
Someone might steal them.
You never know who's after your gold, Cade. You never know.
can I
If
say
it's Elizabeth Banks, she can have it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say Goldar is a design flaw?
How so?
Gold's like one of the weakest metals out there. And like these bullets should just be like destroying this thing.
But it's super malleable.
Yeah, did you think about that, Cade?
no, I didn't.
Are you a fucking engineer? Obviously not.
I am.
There you go. You just got engineered, son. Let's talk about some Easter eggs. Okay, couple of Easter eggs. This is not necessarily Power Rangers related, but the high school they used at the start was actually the same high school that they used for Smallville High.
Really?
Smallville, yeah.
I love it
Damn.
even more.
Yeah, and you can see some similarities in some of the parts for sure. Look, there is a couple of really big cameos for people that were fans of the original. Right at the end, when they've just survived the whole thing and they're doing their stupid little Megazord dance, there are a couple of people that are in the crowd. One is wearing pink, one is wearing green, and that is the original pink and green Rangers from the TV show. Amy Jo Johnson and Jason David Frank, who played Tommy, and she played Kimberly in the original series. There was also the Bully. The Bully is a throwback to the Bully from the original series. There was Bulk and Skull.
Yeah. They didn't make an appearance?
No, they did because the
He was wearing a skull.
no when they first got their powers and he got into an altercation with Billy and he headbutts Billy. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Skullovich." And Skullovich is the full name of Skull from the original TV series. So, you know, there's a couple little throwbacks. And obviously the end credit scene. I don't know if you guys saw the end credit scene.
We definitely did.
Yeah, but the throw to Tommy being missing in detention and all you see is a green jacket and all that sort of stuff. That is obviously referencing
I was hyped.
the new Green Ranger.
How you going to play me like that?
Is he going to be evil? Do we think straight up?
I think originally,
Yeah.
Yeah.
initially, but
And
then
then
he'll
he
come
becomes
around.
the White
Which we didn't actually talk about. This is Rita Repulsa. It's like officially canon now that she was once a Green Ranger.
Yes.
So there you go.
Fantastic.
That's all I've got, to be honest with you.
That's all.
That's all I had.
My main one was Tommy.
Yeah.
So, to go over it again, you rate it,
Rate it, but don't rush out and see it, in my opinion.
rate it quickly, see it in the cinemas while it's there.
Rate it. Cinemas was cool to see it. And just wait for that Go Power Rangers moment. You'll love it.
You fucking shit your pants.
Yeah. You'll do a dance when you leave.
That's going to take us to comic of the week. I almost called it the weekly wrap again.
Jesus. What is going on with you today,
He's
my
thinking
friend?
about Power Rangers.
Oh, man.
He's doing the power stance. in
All
his
hopped
head.
up on that Power Ranger juice.
Yeah, I got that power juice.
And Krispy Kremes.
All right. Well, look, we're going to go to comic of the week, but look, we are pretty much fresh out of time for a new comic of the week. But I thought very quickly I'd run through because we did talk about Spider-Man: Homecoming. So naturally, why not? I'll give you a couple of Spider-Man titles that I think you should really go out and have a read of. They're three of my favorites. Grab some pen.
Some pen.
Just some of it.
Not a whole one.
Grab the whole damn pen. Grab some paper. Use your notes app. Whatever you kids do these days. I don't even know. Write these down. Number 1, Spider Island. This is basically what if everybody on the island of Manhattan was given Spidey powers.
Oh, I wish I lived on Manhattan.
Amazing. Craven's Last Hunt is...
So much web in your hair.
Ooh, hello. That's weird.
Wrong town.
Craven's Last Hunt, have spoken about this on the show once before. This is basically Craven seemingly kills Spider-Man and takes his place as the not-so-friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, one of my absolute favorite Spider-Man story arcs. And the last one is Spider-Man Blue, where you get a deeper look at Peter's love life as he continually struggles to come to terms with the death of Gwen Stacy years after it happened, and while he is married to MJ. Now, it's interesting because it shows you how strong their relationship is because she understands how much he is like she was Peter's first true love, but it's still not enough to break the bond that they have. It's a beautiful story.
Does he cut an ear off?
No,
Does he go through a blue phase of painting?
no, he doesn't.
That title is misleading.
But it's about that. So just no ear cutting off. So that's it. They're all fantastic reads, all well and truly available on Comixology or other Marvel Unlimited if you can get it. Either as a collected series or as individual issues within The Amazing Spider-Man. So that is it. Check those out.
Troy, what are we talking about next week?
Well, 6 months after the fact, look, we are finally going to get a chance to talk about the Lego Batman movie because it has finally been released in Australia.
I was pretty tempted to watch that last night.
Instead of
just
the
not
movie
see
we're
Power
talking
Rangers.
about
Yeah.
this week. Look, we're going to go back to the cinemas again and we're going to talk about the Lego Batman movie.
Hey,
now.
I'm putting it out there. Some type of cinema.
Someone.
Someone.
Some pen.
Give me a ticket for it. I'll give you a shout out.
Wink.
Wink.
Look, yeah, anybody. Village Roadshow, I believe, is the distributor for this one. If you're out there, if you're listening, if
Hey,
you know
Village,
someone who
if
works
you're
there,
listening.
we like your shit, man. Hook us up. And if you can't, we're going to go see it anyway. So
No,
what
we're
are you
not.
gonna do?
Nah.
Look,
0% worst movie ever.
all right, let's thank some people, man.
Listeners, subscribers, and reviewers. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're getting so many reviews lately.
Yeah.
If I was more prepared, I would read one out.
Well, amazing that you're not.
Prepared is your middle name.
Yeah, Troy, entertain the people. I'm going to quickly get one up.
Sure. Look, let me tell you a story about my people.
Okay.
We're, a lazy bunch. And we don't normally really sort of overly prepare for these kinds of things.
I was going
Kate's
to be...
Kate's the leader of my people.
The leader of the pack.
Yeah. So, take that.
I was going to be so impressed. I thought you were going to talk the theme song from Fresh Prince.
Oh, well, now... Let me... Now, this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
Oh, do tell more.
Well, I'd like to take a minute. So just sit right there.
Right
and-
here?
Okay.
Just right there.
Okay.
I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
Oh.
You've intrigued me, sir. Have you got a review yet?
Yeah, dude.
He's stroking his beard. He's not even looking for a review.
How you going there, champ?
I'm good.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
S. Croft 22. The boys and Amy are hilarious. They cover everything pop culture. Look forward to this every Monday.
Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you, man.
Oh, that was a 5-star, by the way.
Yeah. Look, so if you want to wait 5 to 10 extra minutes on air while Cade looks for a review next week, it could be yours.
I'm going to read one more.
Okay, go for it.
This one's from Darren Clark, number 5.
Yes.
Like Mambo.
Yeah.
Number 5.
It's a great kid.
It's great because he also gave us a 5-star review. And he says, passionate commentary and fun opinions from hosts that enjoy the comic mediums.
Oh,
That's nice.
bless.
These guys are writing things that are...
We don't even know those words.
Yeah. I've got one more.
All right.
This is from Craig GC. Wonder if he's on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
You reckon that's
Maybe.
what it means?
Maybe he's like a GC.
Yeah. He's not the original G because that's like GA.
Yeah.
So it's like
Is that
third in
OG?
line. Yeah.
Just read the damn review.
Okay. Another 5-starer. Great fun and easy listening to escape the real world on the drive to work. Beats anything on the radio. You're not wrong, mate.
Anything, Hamish and Andy.
Anything. Remember
Shots
that time we almost got a
fired.
radio job?
Yeah, I remember that. All right, let's move on. Thank you to those three, I'm assuming, gentlemen, for reviewing us and giving us 5 stars.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
We should do that. Maybe just read out a couple.
Yeah.
And while Kate gets them each week, Troy will say another line
I'll say the next verse.
of Fresh Prince of
Fresh
Bel-Air.
Prince of Bel-Air.
Join in for chapter 2.
And when I run out of that, I'll start Shoop by Salt and Pepper.
even
my
better.
all-time favorite song.
Okay. This is now a thing.
And then I'll do Nearly Hot in here.
Okay, sure.
You're going to have to wait weeks, Amy.
That's fine.
All right, let's talk about some social media, damn it. You can follow us on Facebook at Comic Confidential. We have the listener community, which you should really join because it's a whole bunch of fun. That's the Comic Confidential listener community. There is Instagram and Twitter, which is at Comic Con Pod. Kate, tell them about the website.
The website.
We've got one.
Got one. Check it out. It's comicconpod.com. You can jump on there, listen to past episodes, future episodes, and everything in between.
Wah, wah, wah.
Disclaimer, you cannot listen to future episodes.
We do not have a time machine.
Patreon is patreon.com/ComicConPod. Jump on there and you can support the show just like our brand new Patreon, Phil McGeechin. He's done it. So fucking
Why
you
haven't
can.
you?
Hey, guess what? He does get access to future episodes.
He does. So Phil McGeechin, man, look, hey guy, let me just take a second just to talk to you just by myself for a
Yeah,
second.
just you and I.
Just you and I.
I'm just going to tune
I'm
out.
going to get him real close and
Phil, baby.
going to get sexy up in here.
Phil, baby, we love your support so much.
Send help.
Phil, man, thank you so much for your support. Look, Comic Blitz, we've got a sweet deal with those guys.
Yeah, if you like comics for $3, fuck, we got the great deal for you.
Yep.
It's like made for you.
It's the only deal for you. Because I said so.
Oh, you better listen to Amy. 3 months of comics for $1 a month. Unlimited. Comics for a fucking $3.
It is amazing. And don't forget the other show that we also have, the Weekly Wrap. We're in it. So what are you going to do? Not listen to it? What are you, crazy? That comes out on Sundays. Brand new episodes every week. And that's for your comic book television recap needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's not out yet. It could be. I don't know. Did I get time to do it? Time will tell. But go check out our mini episode with Arj Barker
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh,
Gatesy
yeah.
from Tribot.
Oh, yeah. Now that,
Coolest dudes.
if that doesn't excite you, you hate Joy.
Yeah.
You hate Joy like
We've
the
come
other guy
full
that
circle.
hated Joy.
Yeah.
Look, that is it for this week. Thank you for listening. As always, I'm Troy.
I'm Cade.
And I'm Amy.
And this has been Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Bye.
Peace.
Of bread.
Bread.
Shoop, shoop, doop, shoop, doop, shoop, doop,
I need to fucking edit that episode.
just
But
quietly.
not that last bit. That's the send off.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for coming, you guys.
Cheers. Oh, I already said that.